Hi everyone, just doing a very quick video today on some winter riding really. So today it's quite dry, sun's out, it's about between 5 and 7 degrees down in Sussex, so weather conditions aren't too bad overall anyway, but I thought I'd just do a very short little ride out just to speak about some riding in these sort of conditions, or if it gets slightly worse. If it gets really bad, like below, I don't know, like below 3 degrees, then I'll try and avoid going out on the bike overall. But if you do go out and you're commuting, then you're probably going to go out in most weathers, and you've just got to take things a bit easier, and just some things to be aware of. The most important thing as well is also to get all the right gear. I've just got some new adventure kit actually, which is really warm. It's got Outlast material in it, so I'll do a review on that at some point. I've also got like hand-dry gloves, stuff like that, which is really quite useful, really warm. The key thing is being as warm and as safe as you can be as well. So I'm just going to start off. I'm in rain mode at the moment. Try and pick a low mode, better sort of less throttle response, just in case you do hit any patches of ice, stuff like that. I mean, the road conditions aren't too bad, but it just gives you a bit of an idea what to look out for on there. It's quite busy out today actually, so all your normal checks and observations round. Just setting off, just taking things nice and easy, using the advanced system as well, just planning those gears, making everything as smooth as possible. So I'm just coming down here, and at the moment there's a few people around, could be wandering out. It's around sort of just after Christmas there. Actually quite a lot of people around at the moment down by Goring Gap. So I'm watching the road surface, I'm planning ahead, taking in all that information. And I've got a car quite close behind me there in the mirror, so it's turned off now actually, but so pick that gear. Just going to take a nice second gear, nice and steady on the roundabout, looking at the road surface on the roundabout, picking the best route, getting in all those observations. We've got a lot of cars around here, so I'm looking to make sure people don't pull out. That car's moving on the left there, taking a slightly wider line there just to make sure it's in the mirrors. All these parked cars on the left, just being aware of people walking out, taking the driest position on the road, so you know you get like your centre of the road, which tends to be quite generally much drier, with the heat of the engines underneath as well. You notice that in wet weather and in sort of icy conditions, so it's good to just alter the position accordingly for the weather conditions as well. At the moment I'm pretty much dry surface as far as I can see, doing about 27 miles an hour, 28 miles an hour, third gear. Some people on the left there, some cyclists on the other side. And keep an eye on this banding on the road as well, because that can be quite slippery, particularly in colder weather conditions. There's loads of people out down here today, it's quite surprising actually. So I'm now going to pick a second gear now. I'm just going to take it slightly wider there, give them some space. Should always ride smoothly anyway and be aware of people. Just in the cold weather, picking slightly lower gear, taking it easy, good observation. So lots of people about, so I'm just staying right out, no oncoming cars, staying off that tyre banding as much as possible in the centre of the road there. Looking over that side, no oncoming cars as well, so I'm going to hold the position. There's still some people on the left hand side as well. Yeah. Going to remain in the gear that I'm in. I'm just taking it a bit steadier, as if it was worse really, just to give you a bit of a demo on it. It's only a 30 miles an hour road. You can get a lot of these sort of microclimates where, especially where the areas, trees, bits that don't get the sun. So taking observation on there, coming through, nice clear road ahead. Being mindful of that car on that side as well. They've seen me, just gradually easing back in there. As it's a cyclist there, just going around when it was safe. Avoiding overtaking at junctions generally anyway, but just keeping that upright position. Get yourself visible. Any oncoming cars, moving out. Just keep checking that road surface. It's the thing that catches you out the most. Picking the driest areas on the road as well. Oncoming vehicle, just coming back in a little bit there. Now this is where you can get a bit of microclimate. This is a good example. Just stepping down a gear there, keeping it upright, staying upright as I can. And you notice the surface there. Giving yourself plenty of room, taking it easy. Information, position, speed, gear, acceleration. Just combining it all in, using giving that information, getting the ride nice and smooth. And making the right progress when you can, when it's safe as well. Bends, just taking it steady. Don't rush anything. Actually the road conditions aren't too bad today. It's actually quite a nice day, although it's cold, for a bit of a ride really. Careful on junctions, especially when the surface isn't too good. Just watching that back wheel. So you don't want that slight slipping bit, too much acceleration. Those little spills this sort of time, which you don't want to avoid. And if you've got a mode that gives you the best traction, you know, even like a rain mode or a road mode, whichever you prefer. Of course, if you haven't got any modes, then still take it easy. Just take your time. Same sort of riding positions and hardly any acceleration. Just the modes help a little bit. I'll go out in the VFR and I'll give you a bit of a demo on that in these conditions as well at some point, I think. It's only a very short video today. Observation, keep an eye on that cyclist there as well. It's coming through. Tree down over there. We've had a bit of weather, a bit of storm weather. Proper winter's day for a bike ride, I think. Staying upright, trying to get out when you can. Lots of people wandering about. This new Outlast material in this suit that I've got is really warm actually. It feels like it's about 12, 13, 14 degrees in this, which you've got to be a bit careful, especially if you've got heated gear on. You don't get the illusion that the road surface is a bit like when you're in a warm car. You know, you've got to remember that outside the temperature is different as well. So always know your outside temperature is really important when you're driving or riding. And you just adapt it accordingly that way. And like these slow turns, just taking your time, keep it in the right gear, watch your tyre banding, watch your road surfaces, watch your white lines, drains, all that sort of stuff. Stay on those dry areas, not too much throttle, light steady throttle, keep the bike balanced. So if the conditions were to get worse, then you're well prepared for it and you just adapt it accordingly. I'm kind of riding like the weather's worse really, just to give you a bit of a demo as I said, but conditions are actually not too bad today, to be fair. She cleaned the bike the other day, ACF 50 all over it, gives that protection. All the chain's been cleaned and lubricated, so just thought I'd give a little short ride out, blow the cobwebs off it as such, and then doing too much being aware of that car there. Slow and steady when you're braking coming in. Pick that gear that you need, again separate from the braking phase as much as possible. Try and rest the bike neutral and no gears when you're at the thing there. It's all prepared. Showing those brake lights as well and keeping them on to the cars behind you if sort of approach, so you know they're keeping their distance. Being mindful of that as well, distances as well behind, so you're always positioning for safety and get yourself out of trouble if the car doesn't look as though it's going to stop. I know when I was younger in the snow I had a car come down the hill straight into the back of my car, and that was all because the driver wasn't planning very well. I'd done everything I could, he was just going too fast. Generally in snow conditions not going to go out on the bike, but you never know, you could get caught out. A day like this you go out and it's fine, we are meant to be due some snow, and then suddenly the snow comes and you've got to try and get yourself back. So just try and stay as local as I can when it's like this. extra careful really. Like when you're in the car, take your time with it, but on the bike, you know, if you get caught in the snow or bad conditions, then just take it easy, don't rush it. All information, all warning people behind, being aware of them. Unfortunately, a lot of the cars still drive the same way, even in bad conditions, and of course if you're on a bike and you did come off, you want to be well away from any cars. Sometimes people forget that. You should plan for other road users, vulnerable road users would come under category really. All that highway code information there to read up on is all useful. Cyclists plenty of room. Those drains coming in again, all steady throttle. Okay, and that's about it folks really, so thanks for watching that. I'll do some videos as and when I can. There'll be more coming as and when we can. Okay, thanks very much, thanks for watching, take care, and Happy New Year as well.